Hello to all you extremely amazing people. Another one of my video blogs. Well, it's up 10 minutes. I really wanted to, tell testament about something that's, really affected me as a person just in the last day. Sorry, I just had to make sure I was recording. Last couple of days, just really like, just thinking about, how much being in love with the Lord and, how it can be an everlasting love and just really contemplating on His love. And I had the opportunity, for the sake of, confidentiality, I can't say his name, can't say really too much about him at all, because he's a resident that I work with. I can tell you he's about 102 years old. So this man has been through it. And in my line of work, I do meet a lot of people, different people, 199 years old. And, it's really awe-inspiring to hear them talk. Well, I happen to be taking care of this resident. And the love he had talking about the Lord was, it was moving. I can't even express, how it was. I went to wake him up because I do get-ups at my job. And, he's slow moving, of course. I mean, that can only be expected. And he gets in the wheelchair and he's like, I can't wait to go home. And I'm like, okay, because sometimes, they get a little up there in age and you're thinking, like, you're here. But okay. And I'm like, okay, yeah. He goes, no. I know you think I'm crazy, but I can't wait to go home and meet my Lord. And he's like, I'm 102 years old. I've been through many wars. I've been through many things. He blessed me with the most gracious wife, and she went home already. So, I get home to get him to the bathroom, to help him get dressed and stuff. And he's still going on. He's like, I can't wait to be reunited with my love. And I'm thinking, he misses his wife, the normal. And so I make a comment to him, and I start talking to him and going through the motions of, knowing this man is that up there in age, and he's ready to go home. And a lot of times when they talk like that, they go home in a sense. So, going through the motions of, sir, do you know the prayer of salvation, all these things, all the right things to do. And he looks at me and he says, I've accepted Christ as my Savior long ago. He goes, that's why I'm ready to go home to meet my love. And I'm like, your wife? He goes, no. She'll be there too. But, just so matter-of-factly. But then his eyes lit up and he starts smiling and he's like, my lover, my friend, my everything, my all in all. I just love him. I can't wait to walk hand in hand with him. And I'm like, just moved to tears. I just couldn't, just thinking about it. And just to see this 102-year-old man and has the revelation of who Jesus Christ is to him. And I'm 25 and I see people who are like, I can't understand the love of Christ and and all these things. And this man, he's got it, he's ran with it, and he's assured, he knows where he's going, he knows who he's meeting, he knows who his lover is, he knows who his friend is. And he told me, he goes, I'm just biding my time. Maybe he has me here a little longer because I have something that I have to do. But when he takes me home, I can't wait for that day. I can't wait for that day to be reunited with my love in physical and not just the spiritual. I'll get to actually touch him and feel him and know who he is and spend time with him for all eternity. And, it's like, God, let us get a revelation of your love. Let us be like that 102-year-old man who is just so in love with you and consumed with you, and just let us meet our lover, our friend. Let us have that revelation that this century-year-old man has even now, and not just when we're old and dying, but when we have it now, because once you get that revelation, and I'm getting it in the process of getting it, and it's like once you have that revelation, nothing else matters. I'm realizing that nothing of this world, nothing of the desires of our heart matter without the revelation of His love. And once we get it, it still doesn't matter. And it's like, nothing if I don't have your presence, if I don't have you. And just to really hear that coming from an older gentleman just really inspired me, just really actually encouraged me to go deeper in the things of God and really have a manifestation of Him, and to be a sweet smelling fragrance to Him, that He may pour out His love on me. And I just thought that, let me check for time. Oh, I'm good. But He's just done amazing things, and it was really cool to be a part of that opportunity, to hear someone as seasoned as he was be so sold out in love with the Lord. And even a man, because I've noticed men have a really hard time being intimate with the Lord. Now, some men, you guys are amazing. Men who are not afraid to let their emotions on their sleeves and just really be like in love with the Lord and sold out. And, men are brides too. I know that messes with a lot of theology. But man, you are the bride of Christ as well. It's one body, one soul, one mind, one spirit. And it's just, I was just moved. This man didn't know me from Adam. He just knows that I take care of him and I help him get dressed in the morning. And to be that in love. As females, we think of romance stories and fairy tales, but when really Jesus is our Prince Charming. And right now Bride of Christ is more like Sleeping Beauty, when she needs to be more passionate and awake, and it's coming, and it's here. Forget coming, it's here. And Prince Charming is ready to rescue the princess from the castle. Let's dumb it down, let's get it simple, because I think, we just need to get rid of all the just fuzz and crap and really get down to the, down to the things of God, and really just seek after Him, because His love never fails. His love never gives up. And it never runs out. It's not like you can love for so long and then that's it, or you have to do all these things just for Him to love you. God does not have, I love how Ken Sullivan said it. It's not like He has a cheese grater and, that person did great, let me scrape off a little bit. That's not God, that's not Him. He's just like, I want to love you. Just let me love on you. Let me love you. And it's so hard for some of us, but once we get it, there's no chain. Seriously, God will never slap you around and say, I love you. God will never be like, you make me sick. And He'll never do that. That's not God. God is a God of love. He's a God of grace. He's a God of mercy and justice and all the things, when we live in relationships and things like that. And it's just, I love the Lord, and I'm learning, and I'm loving Him even more through this, and knowing that He's loving on me, knowing that He's there. All I have to do is say Jesus, and boom, He's there. All I gotta say is God, and boom, and it's just that simple. So, I just wanted to share that with you guys. That was my block for today. And you guys just run after Him. Give Him everything you have. Be encouraged. Be uplifted. This move of God that's happening, it's a sustaining. It's constantly moving forward and pushing forward. And just run after Him. Seriously put on the blinders. Don't look about all that crap that's going around you. Just seek after Him. And I promise you, He will never fail you. Thus so far in my life, my testimony itself, I have yet to have been failed by God. Man has failed me several times. But He has always, always been just and mighty. And He's always been there. And, sorry, I know I got 10 minutes, but I can never know when my phone is. So anyway, so you guys just really, really seek after Him. try him in this, you know. If you're like doubting and you have questions and you think you listening to all, get rid of all that crap, you know. Everyone has their own opinions, and to each is his own. But coming from my own experience, what I've gone through, the testimony, which I will probably be sharing, you know, I didn't feel the need to start out with my testimony because I don't want a pity party. You know, that's never my heart. I just want